Eddie the Eagle is directed by Dexter Fletcher. Dexter Fletcher, say that 5 times fast. Woo! It stars Taron Egerton and Wolverine himself, Hugh Jackman, and it's a true life story of Eddie the Eagle. And he is a kid that grew up his whole life and just wanted to be in the Olympics. His goal ever since he was a kid was to be in the Olympics. He was very inspired by this book he read when he was a kid, and his whole life, ever since he was a kid all the way until the time that this movie takes place, is when he's around 20, 23, his whole goal in life is to be in the Olympics. The problem is he doesn't have much athletic ability, but then he gets into skiing, and then he finds out this ski jumping thing, so he decides, okay, this is what he's going to do. And he's a very, very inspired kid, and he's very driven. He will not be let down by anyone. No one will tell him he can't do it. It's a story about him driving himself to accomplish his dream to be in the Olympics. And my God, this movie is so good. I was so excited to see this movie because I kept seeing trailers. It just looks so uplifting and inspiring, and even though it might seem like a pretty cliche movie, because it's a sports movie overall, it's a movie that breaks the boundaries of just being a sports movie. It's a movie that's more about just accomplishing your dreams and just being who you want to be and not letting anybody push you down. And it does it so beautifully. This everything seemed fresh and fun and just energetic. And the movie is very, very straightforward. It's a sports movie, so you kind of know what's going to happen. He's going to train, something bad's going to happen, he's going to go to the big thing, and then you know what happens in a sports movie. It's like, it's not the first sports movie of the year even. We just had a race, and that's a pretty cliche sports movie. And this is nothing new, but again, it has so many fresh elements to it. And Joel Egerton does such a good job portraying him. You love this character from the very beginning of the movie. The very first, it opens up with him as a kid, and you love all the kid actors, and then when you get to him, it just continues the love for this character. You feel for him. You want him to accomplish his dream because of how well he's portrayed and how much energy and life and excitement he has for everything. And it shows so much through this actor, and he did just a fantastic job. Hugh Jackman, he does such a good job of being this character. He really, you want him to be more like Eddie, and Eddie inspires him, and it's cool to see his character evolve throughout the film and become something better because of Eddie. And seeing him evolve and seeing just him going through the struggle and seeing his side of the story and everything is so entertaining. Everything is just so well done in this movie. All the shots of the actual skiing and action shots and all of it were really well done. It was gripping and entertaining and filmed in ways that I was like, wow, this is actually engaging, because I was like, I don't know how engaging it would be to just see somebody just basically just go down a hill for 5 seconds and then jump and then land. It doesn't seem like it would be too exciting, but they did such a good job of making it exciting and making it so intense. That was in due large part to the score and the soundtrack. This thing had a very uplifting and fun score, but all the songs that they picked for the soundtrack part of it all fit the movie perfectly. It really injected so much more fun and more energy into every part of the film that they would add a song, and then when there wasn't a song, it was just a score. It was uplifting and fun, and just, that's the thing with this movie. It was just fun and energetic and lighthearted, and you were so inspired and so just hopeful, and it makes you just feel good. That's the thing about this movie. It's a feel-good movie. And yes, it's cliche. Yes, you kind of know what's going to happen, but who cares? That doesn't make it a bad movie. It makes it a movie that you want to see because, oh yeah, it's familiar things, but it adds other elements to it that are so just delightful. It's just a fun, energetic movie, and it's definitely worth seeing. The performances, the directing, the acting, everything in this movie is fantastic. I mean, the only gripes I have with the movie is, yeah, it is a little predictable. That doesn't take away much, but it is there. You can't not knock it off a little bit for that, because it is a sports movie, and you know what's going to happen. And so that's there. And at some parts it feels a little bit long, but that's it. The movie is just so good all the way through. And another thing I love about this movie that I have to mention is It's very, very focused. It never goes to different places and different storylines and like muddies the waters at all. It stays focused, the whole story. It's all on Eddie. Eddie's in almost every scene of the movie. It's Eddie, 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 Eddie. Even when Hugh Jackman has his role come in and tells his story, it's told through Eddie. Everything that's going on with the Olympic Committee and all that, it's told through Eddie. That's something that in Race, it dealt with so many different stories and had so many different things that it was trying to do that it took back the story. In this, Eddie was the first and foremost story that they were telling, and that was so awesome to see because it made the movie easy to watch. It wasn't hard or deviating at any point. You weren't confused in any way. It was so perfectly done. I love this movie. I loved it so much more than I even thought it would. I really was excited to see it. I thought it's going to be inspiring and fun. I loved it even more than I thought I would. It's one of the best movies of the year so far. Some great performances. I love this movie. Definitely recommend it. If you want to be inspired and you want to see a funny movie, by the way. It's a funny movie. There were so many funny parts. Look, this movie's great. I recommend it so highly. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I love the movie. I hope you go to check it out. If you weren't interested in seeing it before, I hope that I've convinced you to go see it because it's definitely worth seeing. It definitely deserves to make a lot of money because not many people are seeing it right now, and it deserves it. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please go check out Eddie the Eagle. I highly recommend it. If you like this and you want to see more reviews from a guy like me, you can subscribe. And I'll see you at the next one.